hear it say recording in progress, or is it just me?
No, I hear it too.
Okay, good. I never know if what is for like the host or whatever and what's for everybody.
Well, it also pops up at the top. A
Oh.
bar goes
Oh
across
yeah,
and it
typical.
says recording, and then I just click OK because I'm pretty sure I'm undiagnosed ADHD, so things like that bother me.
Right. Yeah, no, I
That's why
totally
you
get
see
that.
me moving my picture sometimes too, because I'll be like, I'll try and leave it there, and I just can't. I can't.
Yeah, my chair spins like this. I have to keep my feet stuck on my the stool that I have under the desk, otherwise I will just spin around. So I if I ever start spinning, that's why.
That's why
If
I
you
don't
ever
have one
like,
of those chairs, because I would do
right?
it.
I'm definitely on the hunt for a new chair, mainly because of that. And every time I look, I mean, this chair really sucks, so it hurts to sit here for too long. But when I'm looking up the new chairs, I'm like, does it spin? And part of me is like, yes, it spins. And then another part of me is like, that's so bad for everyone else. If we're ever do this like video and we put it like the video on YouTube, people are gonna be like, Jesus Christ, sit the fuck still.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you want to do this one? I'll read one, you read one. Okay,
Um,
I
just
have three.
yeah, I have two. So
Okay, so that works out then. If
you
I
start, then
start,
I.
yeah. Okay, perfect. Oh, thank goodness for editing. I do not know any podcasts that don't. Actually, the one I listen to, and that's why we drink. I swear they don't edit anything out because the shit that comes out of their mouths, I'm like, my God, ladies, like, come on.
Those are the best ones though. Like
They are, yeah.
the guy ones there that I sent you, hilarious. I was like, I love watching them and listening to them.
Welcome to Day Home Divas. I'm Joanne,
I'm Cash.
and today is our very first listeners episode where we read stories that you, the listener, have sent in. This story was sent in by Cindy. Cindy wrote, Hello, Day Home Divas. Do I have a story for you? I was doing a Father's Day questionnaire with my day home kids. I would take one side and ask them the question about their dad and write them down their answers exactly as the kid said them. I do this every year for Mother's Day and Father's Day. It's cute for the parents to see what their child sees and to read how the answers change as they get older. The questions are basic. What's your dad's favorite color? What's your dad's favorite movies? What does your dad do for work? And so on. And the kids' answers are pretty cute and sometimes funny. Well, until I asked one of my year olds the questions, and let me tell you, I was not prepared for their answers. I started with, What's your dad's favorite color? They answered blue, which is pretty standard. Then I asked, What's your dad's favorite food? They answered, Whatever my mom makes him. I had a little giggle and continued, What does your dad like to do? They answered, Whatever my mom tells him to do. Again, I giggle a little and continued, What does your dad do for work? They answered, He sells drugs, until the police stopped him. I didn't know what to say or do, so I wrote it down and moved on quickly. What's your dad's favorite movie? They answered, Adult ones that I'm not allowed to watch because there's kissing and stuff. What did I do? You bet. I wrote it down and continued. What's your favorite game to play with your dad? I like to play with his guns till we shot my auntie, and now we're not allowed to play with guns anymore. So this was the last question, obviously. I let them go play, and I spent the rest of my day stewing and stressing over their answers. As a childcare professional, it was my job to report any child endangerment issues. But I've known this family for 3 years now. This doesn't make sense. At the end of the day, when mom showed up, I was relieved it was her and not dad. I had to ask her about this. I was nervous and shaking a little. When the other mom left and her and I was alone, she could tell something was up. This is our conversation. Mom, are you okay? You look really pale. Me. Actually, I have to ask you about some things that your child said today that are very concerning. Mom. Oh my, what was said? I handed her the questionnaire so she could see for herself. She burst out laughing. Meanwhile, I'm on the verge of tears, and after spending all day stewing about this, I'm not impressed by her reaction. Me. This isn't funny. I wanted to speak to you first, but I have a professional obligation. Mom cut me off, saying, Mark is a pharmaceutical delivery person. He delivers drugs to a pharmacy, and he got in a minor accident last week and couldn't go to work because the cop told him his vehicle wasn't drivable. Me. Okay, well, that makes sense. Mom, we've been watching Game of Thrones, and we don't want the kids to watch because it's not appropriate. So we told them there's too much kissing, and they did shoot their auntie with a Nerf gun while she was holding a glass of red wine, which ended up all over her and the couch. So I took the Nerf guns away for a bit. And darn right, he eats what I cook and he does what I say. Because, well, he's just as much of a kid as the kid is. We both laughed till we cried, while the kid thought we were nuts. She thanked me for caring so much about her kid and insisted I didn't change a thing on the questionnaire. Thanks for reading my story, Cindy. That is hysterical.
I've done one of those questionnaires,
Oh,
and one
yeah?
of them was like, "What's your favorite drink?" And one of the kids was like, "Beer." And I was wow. I'm like, hopefully you don't drink that.
Right? I now want to do these questionnaires with my
I do them every now and then. I think the kid was only like 3 or something at the time. And he goes,
yeah.
beer. And I was like, my nephew, his dad drinks beer, and used to know it as dirty water instead of beer. So I
Oh,
was like, wow, at least you know the right answer.
right?
Dad was
Oh,
like, he's not wrong.
oh, exactly. Oh my goodness. It's so funny what kids take from like situations, right? Like, I would have died. Like, okay, you're up.
All right, this one is from Marie. She wrote in, the kids are eating breakfast, 2 to 3 year olds, and chit-chatting as they are eating, sorry, and they are eating bananas. One of the kids says, police officers eat bananas. And the another kid says, no, police officers don't eat bananas. They eat donuts instead. Thank you for sharing that, Marie. And it's
I
true,
mean,
though.
they're not wrong.
It's true. I love, though, I kind of like watching the kids as they talk
Yeah.
because, like, it's so innocent. Like, they see and they say what they see.
Oh, 100%. And it's so cute. I want to like video. Oh my goodness, I'm aging myself. I want to videotape them, but I want to record them like some of their conversations to just like send them to the parents. Like it is so funny. And the stories they tell. I had one kid tell me that when it thunders, their mom and dad lock them in a closet.
Oh.
And I was like, what? So I asked the mom and dad, and like obviously, and they're like, we have no idea where that came from. And so I was telling my mom about the story because I thought it was hysterical. And apparently I told my teacher the same thing. I was like, what?
All my parents are all pregnant here, right?
Oh, wow.
That's how I all found out was the kids.
Oh,
All the
yeah.
kids would be like, "Oh, my mommy's belly hurts too bad today." And then another kid would be like, "My mommy has something growing in her belly." And I'm like, "Wow." I told the one grandma when she picked up, I was like, if I didn't tell them and about your body, your choice, so you don't show anybody your body or whatnot, if I didn't
Yeah.
tell them that, I was like, I'd probably know the whole family and what they look like naked.
Right?
Because that's what they would tell me. They tell me
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I also had
Oh,
one kid, another story. I had one kid. She came in and she's like, I had a bath with my daddy last night. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Did you guys have bubbles? Did you play in the bubbles? Like, was it fun? And she, yeah, I loved it. And then someone else came up and goes, I want to have a bath with your daddy too. And I was like, her daddy's not going to want you in the bathtub. I was like, you could ask your daddy. No, I want to do it with hers. And I was like, thankfully they're cousins.
yeah.
So I'm like, you're somewhat related. I was like, so maybe you can ask mommy and daddy to put you two in the tub together. I'm like, but I don't think her daddy wants to take a bath with you. But I want to. You could take it up with him then. But I don't think.
Right? Oh my goodness. They tell us all their secrets.
They
It's
do.
hilarious. Okay, so this story is one of mine. This was almost 20 years ago now. I used to drive the kids to school and such in a minivan. Friday mornings after dropping the school kids off, the other kids and I would go through the Tim Hortons drive-through and get Timbits. And then once in a while we would go to the car wash. My goodness, kids love the car wash. I always use the one with the wands where you wash the car yourself. I would wash the van pretending to spray the kids like through the window. I swear, $20 a car wash 20 years ago, just because I was busy playing around. Anyway, I was pretending to spray the kids through the window, and they would laugh and pull funny faces trying to get me to do it again. And it was great fun. Well, this particular car washing day was a Friday morning. I had already gone through the drive-through to get the Timbits, pulled into the parking spot, and handed the box of Timbits to one of the kids whose turn it was to hold the box. Every week, someone else would get to, like, if we went to the car wash, a different kid would get to hold the box. They were so proud. The kids holding the box, we proceed to the car wash. I start washing the van and spraying the windows at the kids. Good times. The kids lost interest quickly, which was great. That meant it would cost less to actually wash the car. When I was done, I get back in the van and the kids were all being quiet and well behaved all the way back home. Suspicious. Park on the driveway. I get out and open the van door, and the Timbit rolls out. The entire box of 40 Timbits, minus a few the kid holding the box had eaten. I asked the 3-year-old holding the box, "What happened? Did you drop them?" He replies, "No, I tried to share them, but my friends can't catch Timbits," as he shoved another Timbit into his mouth. I could not help but laugh, and the looks on the other kids' faces, they were not impressed. It was the funniest thing. You know, I had done this like every Friday for months. Like this was just a treat. And every Friday, a different kid got to hold the box, and they were so good. And not once had anyone tried like to open them or eat one. And so, young and naive me was like, this is a great idea. It helps teach them responsibility. They had tried, so they had literally sat in their car seat and tried to throw Timbits to their friends. But their friends, some of them were behind them, right? So they're trying to throw these Timbits.
I have one
Anyway,
that will bring in the Timbit to share, and he'll take a bite out of one and give it to another kid. And everyone's like, I don't want that one. And then he'll be like, oh, okay. He'll put it back in the box, then grab another one, take a bite, and try and give it to him. And I'm like, you can't do that. I know you
oh,
want to share, but you can't.
right? Too funny.
Okay, I have one more from Susie. So I was sitting there one day with the kids, and they all wanted to play with the bunchum. I thought it would be a great idea, so we decided to make a snake. Then I had another little child next to me, so I got distracted while we were entertaining her. Little did I know that they decided to take the snake and crawl it all along my shoulder. What were the results of that? It was all stuck in my hair. Little to say the least, I got most of it out, but two of them, and I had to cut myself some side bangs.
Oh no.
My first question was, why is your hair down?
Right. Oh no.
I've learned
Oh,
that one the hard way.
oh, same. I wonder if every provider has had a hair situation.
Well, and we have those like Thomas the Trains here, and I've
Yes,
had little kids turn them on and stick them to their hair,
right.
and it just gets stuck there, and I'm like, why? Why? Why?
It's like they enjoy it or something, or they're just, I don't know, the connection is not there yet of what happens if my hair gets tangled.
I mean, you're like trying to
Oh,
pull. Why?
right? Oh my goodness. Mine are obsessed at the moment with giving each other haircuts with obviously not real scissors. Yeah, I have to every day, just a heads up, they were giving haircuts today, not real scissors. They are good.
Yeah.
But I love,
Sometimes they'll go, "Oh, we're going to McDonald's," and then parents will pick up and be like, and the kids will be like, "Okay, we're going to McDonald's now," and they're like, "What?" And I was like, "No, no, they're playing pretend McDonald's."
yeah,
I'm like, no one's telling them they're going. They were just playing it. So if it's still in their mind, it was a game.
right. Uh, all of us to be young and have such innocent minds, right?
Yeah.
Have that again. My goodness. Okay, so my last one. This was sent in by Heather. I'd been trying to increase the amount of water I drink every day, but I really don't like the taste of plain water, so I got those flavor things that you add to water to make it taste better. I added it to my water bottle and was doing great. I was drinking so much. I don't serve juice at my day home because of all the sugar, so when the kids saw my water bottle, they asked if they could have my juice. I said no, it's grown-up juice, because I didn't want any of them to start saying they didn't like their water either. They accepted my explanation and we carried on with the day. Later on, I knocked over my bottle and I was quite upset with myself. I actually cried, not because I spilt the water, but because it was purple and I didn't want to stain the new rug I had just bought for the day home. The next morning, three of my day home moms showed up at the same time and asked to talk to me. I was really confused. They didn't seem too happy, and I couldn't for the life of me think of what the problem could be. They told me that their kids had been going home telling them I drink a lot of purple grown-up juice that they can't have, and that I trip over stuff all the time and stumble into things, and that yesterday I had cried in front of them because I knocked over my quote unquote grown-up juice. I would like to say that I clued in right away as to what they thought my juice was, but sadly I did not. Instead, I replied, "Oh, yes, I've been drinking at least 2 bottles a day. And oh, I am so clumsy, it's embarrassing. I swear I trip over air. And my favorite, yep, I cried like a baby when I spilled all over the carpet yesterday. I just brought that carpet too." They all stared at me like I had slapped them and their kids right then. The awkward silence should have given me enough time to figure it out. Sadly, no again. Finally, one of the moms says, "Why the fuck do you think this is okay to drink wine all day when you're supposed to be watching our children?" I was floored. I've never felt so dumb in my life. I replied, "Wine? I don't even drink wine. What are you talking about?" "The grown-up purple juice," the mom said. "Mio?" I blurted out like an idiot. I showed them my water bottle and let them smell it and said they were welcome to search my house, which they said they didn't need to. The other moms burst out laughing and they apologized for the accusation. We all laughed so hard. Oh my God.
That would be a
That,
me moment, though.
right? Grown-up juice. Like kills me though. Why the fuck do you think it's okay to drink wine all day? Oh yeah, I drink at least 2 bottles. Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry. That one killed me. Uh, well, that's it. That is our very first listener stories. And if you have a story that you would like to share with us, you are welcome to send them in. Send them directly through our what are they, direct messages on Facebook or Instagram. And that's it for Day Home Divas this week.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Dayhome Divas, on TikTok at dayhome.divas, and join our Facebook group, Dayhome Divas. Hope you join us again next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.